Hello and welcome to Musical Minutes number 7. I'm Carol Cowan, organist and director of music here at IUCC. Before we get started, I wanted to give you the trivia question. It says, who did Bach travel miles to visit that heavily influenced his music? Was it Pachelbel, Handel, Buxtehude, or Bruns? And the answer is number C, letter C, Buxtehude. Today I'm going to talk about Bach's first post as an organist in Germany and how he used to anger his congregation. He was 20 years old and he got his first post, his first professional post as the Kapellmeister, which is a choir director, and it was in his new church at Arnstadt in southern Germany. He didn't feel like he was a really good organist and wanted to increase his skills, and there were lots of prominent organists in Germany at the time, but the most prominent one was Dietrich Buxtehude, who was in northern Germany, and he wanted to go hear Dietrich Buxtehude play and learn from him. So he got his church officials to grant him permission to leave for 2 months to walk to Lübeck. And from Arnstadt to Lübeck is about 400 kilometers or 250 miles. And he set out on foot. So his 2-month leave was supposed to include him getting there and him getting back. When he was there, he learned a lot of things from Buxtehude that shaped the way he did organ preludes and fugues and the way he played the organ afterwards. Now, while he was there, Buxtehude was also impressed with him and offered him his position in Lübeck because he was about to retire and wanted somebody to replace him. However, part of the deal was that Bach had to marry his daughter. And he refused. He decided that he didn't want to marry his daughter. And then it would come to find out, historians found out later, that he had also offered Handel the same proposition, and Handel also refused. So we don't have any information on the daughter, but apparently it was hard to get her married off. So anyway, he overstayed his visit there, whether he lost time or just decided to stay longer because he was there, whatever, by an additional 2 months. So he left his post in Arnstadt for more than 4 months with under the direction of his assistant. When he did come back, obviously his church officials were really angry with him and reprimanded him, wanted him to. We're not sure if they wanted to keep him, but he dazzled them with his playing, except for the hymns. And I'll show you in a minute what he was doing to the hymns. I've chosen a hymn, All Glory Be to God on High. It's also in our hymnal, and it's a hymn for Trinity, and it's a really big hymn in the Lutheran Church that Bach would have been playing for. Now, if you look at the hymn here, I've got it so that notice all my red lines. Okay, what Bach came back, what he started doing was he would play a phrase of the hymn and then he would improvise or do some little flourish right there where the red line is. Then he would come back into the next phrase. He would hit another flourish or scale or improvisational thing, and then he would play another phrase, again a flourish, a phrase, flourish, phrase, flourish, phrase, until he got to the end. And of course people were they couldn't sing the hymn, they didn't know when to come in, and they were definitely not happy because even 300 years later churches love singing their hymns, and congregations don't want you to mess around with them too much. So they definitely were unhappy with him overstaying his visit, and they were also unhappy with him coming back and changing all the way they had learned their hymns. So now what I'm going to do is play the hymn as written, and then I'm going to play it the way he would have played it.